Namaskar, everyone. Welcome to Sunday. On this journey, we need a guide. We need a navigator. And you have one within you. If only you would use it. It is what distinguishes us from the rest of the animal chain. What is it that distinguishes us from the rest of the animal chain? Intelligence, isn't it? We have a potential, capacities, because sometimes we behave like the animals, just like the animals, without using the intelligence that we have. We have this phenomenal brain, this neocortex, that allows us to reason. That's the difference between us and the animals. The other animals, because this is a human animal. This is the naked ape, hairless ape. Never forget that you are inhabiting an animal, but you are not an animal. You're an immortal being, vested with infinite intelligence, if you can center yourself in that source being. How many of you can say that you're truly using your intelligence to full benefit? How many of you? How many of you can say that you're using the full capacity of this human brain we are vested with? It's an upgrade along the animal chain. This brain is phenomenal. How many of you can say that you're using the brain fully? The brain has centers, many centers that you can use fully. It has ecstasy centers, it has intelligence centers, memory centers. All the senses feed back to the brain. So it picks up information. But it has processing function. The brain has processing function. And we're learning more about this brain in neuroscience every day. But because we think in a material sense, a limited sense, we don't uncover the full potential of the brain. It requires going beyond the intellect to intuit what is beyond the intellect. The infinite intelligence is beyond the intellect. If you use human reasoning, or reasoning using the human brain, it can only lead you to so far. It can help you with many discoveries, certainly. But to make that final jump into infinite intelligence, not the intellect can do that. The intellect, if you use the intellect, you have to stay at the doorway of the intellect and leap into the other space. We say that it's grace that pulls us into that space of wisdom, of ecstasy, of samadhi. But with the brain and the intellect, the buddhi, it's called, the instrument, the soul instrument, inner instrument. With that buddhi and the brain that we have, we can become aware that we are an infinite being, an immortal being in the human experience. And that is the excitement. That within the limitation of this form and limitation of a human brain, we can uncover spiritual centers within the brain that can connect us as a portal to another world. For me, the excitement is that I am not this body, not even the brain. And look how bodies are disposable. COVID showed us how bodies are disposable. in a pandemic. What is life? What is life? It's within a limited period of time. A birth and a death, no question. Even those who want to go after longevity, they'll realize that there's a limit to it. Because the body becomes so old and decrepit. You don't want to live in this as an immortal soul. But you have the gift. When you use the reason and you get into intuition, you have the gift of learning how to navigate the human experience fully. And how to make this body last to the last moment. Without shutting down. Can you imagine? If you really can hold this body together, then you will know when to say goodbye to it and lift out of it. Just like an airplane lift off from the ground. Conscious exit. Conscious. If you know how to do it. For me, that's a marvel in human beings. You saw how Paramahansa Yogananda left the body. He died with his boots on, speaking about God. So he must have gotten into such a phenomenal state that he just slipped out. The body fell down, and they will say the heart failed. Of course, the heart will fail. It has no power to drive it. Don't you want that? Conscious exit from this body in immortal consciousness. And even if you have aches and pains, to know how to channel energy to the point, to the place. Don't you want to learn that? It is the intellect that will help you. When you ask the question, who am I? What potential do I have? How much power do I have in this human body? When you ask that question, you keep on asking it. Stay in the question until you begin to experience all that you are. It's a gradual uncovering. But which of you has the patience? Which of you has the patience to stay in the question? Focus on uncovering everything that you are. Which of you love to uncover the spiritual potential of the human experience fully? Which of you? Which of you would stay in the question? Stay in the investigation? Which of you? Easily pulled by the world. Easily pulled by the world. By the senses. Seeing, smelling, tasting, touching, hearing. You get caught. And then you forget the journey to immortality, to immortal consciousness. You forget. That's why the Upanishads continue to tell us, asatoma sadgamaya, asking to be led from the unreal to the real, from the illusion to the reality. Asatoma sadgamaya. From the darkness of the ignorance to the light of truth. Tamasoma jyotirgamaya. And here's the what I absolutely love. Mrityurma. Freedom from mortality, mortal consciousness. Mrityurma amritam gamaya. To that immortal consciousness where there's ecstasy. Ananda. Which of you? Which of you will really strive for it? Then you have my respect. And it doesn't mean that you give up the world. Why would you want to give up the world? Use the world to go deeper. That's what I did. I didn't stop my job. I didn't stop my life until I couldn't do it anymore. It led me into seclusion. And after 40 days, freed me from it. But a whole different being. She did it. I stayed in the worldly activity. And when I thought, oh my God, my life is going to be just this now, staying in the head space and being inactive. No, I detested that. I don't like this. And then she taught me how to come back into the world. And I went right back into activity, but spiritualizing my worldly life. Totally spiritualizing, I'm unafraid of the world. I mean it, not my paradise, but I'm unafraid of it. I can live in it. But the most joyful thing is waking up the consciousness of others. Nothing compares. And in this gift of my life, I'm going to leave spaces that will bring people together in sadhana, in discipline, that we can have a group of people across our world who can be different, who can live differently, and who dare to be different. Let's bring more light into the world. Let's not be conquered by the darkness. Let's not be influenced by the dark world that we're in. Let's stay in the light. Let's stay in the light. Let's refine the intellect. Let's refine the senses. Let's be in the world, but not of the world. Enjoy everything, but you could give it up in a wink. Enjoy it for what it's worth. It's not absolute happiness. Enjoy it for what it's worth. But don't get caught in it. You can give it up. You can give it up. Because the real joy is in the inner space. The real joy is in the inner space. And my joy is when you wake up to this. When you wake up to this, no need to follow me. Follow the path. Follow the truth. Follow the intelligence within you. I am only the guide. I only point the way. But it's all within you. So the intellect must lead us to intuition. And that is the prayer of Gayatri. The Gayatri mantra, that's the prayer. I absolutely love the mantra. Om Bhurabhuva Swa. Om, the sound that we did in the meditation. It is the sound of the self. It is the sound of the guru inside. Om Bhurabhuva Swa. It is asking the light. The transcendental light. Tat Savitur Varenyam. That which is transcendental. Tat. Savitur is the light. Varenyam, worshipable. Tat Savitur Varenyam. Bhargo, the light that removes sins, the darkness. Bhargo Devasya, Devasya divine. Dhimahi, I meditate. I meditate upon that transcendental light that shines in every chakra. And I'm asking that light, please illumine my mind. Please illumine my intellect. Dhiyo yona prachorayat. Bring light to it. Refine my senses. Let me see the world for what it truly is. A mirage, an illusion. Let me experience the light of my being, transcendental being. Om Bhurabhuva Swa. Tat Savitur Varenyam. Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi. Dhiyo yona prachorayat. When you can say it with full meaning, it becomes an awesome prayer and ultimately a lifestyle. So the buddhi The buddhi is the most powerful tool that you have that can guide the ego in the human experience. So I leave you with that. May you be inspired, everybody. May you be inspired. So this is my Sunday message to you. Have a super Sunday, everyone. My soul bows to you. Namaskar, everyone.